Antarctica, you probably picture this vast, empty, frozen desert, right? Well, you're not wrong, but that's not the whole story. Because hidden beneath all that ice are secrets that could completely change how we see our own history, life on Earth, and maybe even our place in the universe. So stick with me as we dig deep under the ice to uncover some of Antarctica's most bizarre and mind-bending discoveries. First off, to really get what we're talking about, you have to appreciate the sheer scale of this place. In some spots, the ice sheet is a staggering 5 kilometers thick. To put that in perspective, that's like stacking 10 Empire State Buildings on top of each other. Just ice. And the cold? I mean, it is just brutally, unimaginably cold. We're talking temperatures that plummet to minus 90 degrees Celsius. It's one of the toughest environments on the planet. So the fact that we find anything there, it's just absolutely extraordinary. And that's the big question, isn't it? The one that's been driving scientists and explorers crazy for decades. What forgotten worlds? What kind of lost life? What clues from the cosmos are locked away down there in the deep freeze? Well, let's go find out. Okay, just to set the scene, let me hit you with a few wild facts. This continent is bigger than the United States. It's got more than 400 lakes hidden under the ice. It has no official time zones. And get this, for the entire continent, there are only 2 ATMs. It is truly a world apart. So let's start by peeling back the clock, and a whole lot of ice. Because millions of years ago, Antarctica wasn't a frozen wasteland. No way. It was this lush, green, thriving prehistoric world. And we know this because of the incredible fossils they're pulling out of the ice. I mean, we are talking actual dinosaurs and huge marine reptiles from 70 million years ago. But it gets even weirder. They found the fossil of a creature that looked kind of like a cat, but it laid eggs. This thing was roaming around 25 million years ago. Seriously, this isn't sci-fi. This is the continent's real history, and it's completely rewriting what we thought we knew. Okay, so prehistoric animals, that's one thing. But now we're moving on to one of the most puzzling discoveries of them all, finding evidence of humans in a place that, according to our history books, they should never have been. So, in 2014, archaeologists found these. Now, this was huge for 2 reasons. 1, they were the very first human remains ever found on the continent. But 2, and this is the big one, they were different. Just look at that cone-like, elongated shape. We've seen skulls like this before, but in places like ancient Egypt and Peru. So what does this even mean? The history books tell us Antarctica wasn't discovered until the 1800s. But these skulls, they seem to suggest a connection to ancient civilizations thousands of miles away. It just raises these wild questions about what our ancestors were truly capable of. You know, the secrets of Antarctica aren't just buried in the ice. Some of them have actually fallen onto it from deep, deep space. It turns out Antarctica is basically the world's greatest meteorite collector. Think about it. The endless white ice makes these dark space rocks super easy to spot, and the extreme cold preserves them perfectly. In just the last 50 years, we've found over 10,000 of them. It's a cosmic treasure trove. And this slide really shows the incredible journey of one very special rock. Scientists found a meteorite and confirmed it came all the way from Mars. So how did they know? Well, locked inside it, they found these microscopic structures that some scientists believe could be fossilized bacteria from the red planet. It was almost as if Mars had mailed us a tiny clue in the search for extraterrestrial life. All right, so we've looked up at the cosmos. Now we're going to go deep beneath the ice. I'm talking kilometers deep, to a hidden world where the rules of life as we know them are just completely thrown out the window. Picture this. It's 1911, and a scientist stumbles upon one of the most surreal sights imaginable, a glacier that looks like it's bleeding. For real. They called it Blood Falls, and for over a century, it was a totally chilling mystery. So what was really going on? Could a glacier actually weep blood? Well, the truth, as science eventually figured out, was somehow even more fantastic. So here's the secret. The source is a subglacial lake that's been trapped for millions of years. This hidden water is 3 times saltier than the ocean, which is why it doesn't freeze, and it's absolutely packed with iron. So when that ancient iron-rich water finally seeps out and hits the air for the very first time, it instantly rusts, turning that deep blood red color. But the color wasn't even the biggest secret. The real shocker was what was living in that water.
Scientists found at least 17 different kinds of bacteria just thriving in total darkness with no sunlight and no oxygen. This is the exact kind of tough, resilient life that astrobiologists hope to find on other planets, like Mars or Jupiter's moon Europa. And it turns out it's been hiding here on Earth this whole time.
So, we've seen prehistoric worlds, puzzling human connections, and life that could exist on other planets. But now, we're ending our journey with the discoveries that science, to this day, simply cannot explain. Welcome to the Dry Valleys. Now, strange as it sounds, the driest place on Earth is actually in Antarctica. It hasn't rained here in about 2 million years. The winds are hurricane force, and the whole atmosphere is eerily similar to Mars. And it's here, in this alien landscape, that our final, most unsettling discovery was made. A team of researchers was drilling deep into the ice. When they got down to about 1,100 feet, their drill just hit something. Something solid. Something that was definitely not rock. What they had found were the frozen remains of a creature, but it was like nothing anyone had ever seen before. The creature was reportedly about 8 feet long. Its bones seemed to almost protrude from its body, and its entire physical structure didn't match any known animal. Not in the fossil record, not in the world today. The reports that came out basically described something that defies classification. And to this day, the finding is still super controversial and completely unexplained. A true mystery from the deep. Which really just leaves us with the ultimate question. From lost worlds to clues from space to creatures we can't even comprehend, Antarctica has already shown us so much. But we have to remember, we've only explored a tiny, tiny fraction of what's buried there. So you just have to wonder, what else is waiting in the ice?